For those of you guys from the straight razor place, my name is Lynn. I've had the opportunity to get to meet a couple of you, and actually in some of the chats had the opportunity to talk to you. A lot of the folks out in the club have asked me if I wouldn't just do a quick video of shaving, so I'm going to try to do that for you now. This is the laboratory that I took the picture of in the club, and as you can see, I test all my razors here. The ones in the mugs over there are the ones that I shave with. These I've tested, and I just want to finish up because they're pretty good shavers, and these still need to be honed. And I have all my Pinot products, which I already know from the club that I like, and a couple of mugs and some pre-shaving oils and the things that I test. So this is pretty much it. I'd like to say first off that for those of you guys who are new, John West's video with a professional barber is just an absolutely excellent resource. It's very, very well made. Obviously, this is an amateur attempt just to show you what shaving looks like, but that video that John has is just magnificent. I can't speak highly enough of it. You knew it was coming. Here's my disclaimer. Straight razor shaving can cause cuts, injuries, and damage to blood vessels of the body, so be very careful when you do this. I take no responsibility for you cutting yourself. One more quick thing, I want to say hello to Ray too, and thank him, and all the accolades in the club are well deserved. And to all the rest of you guys that I've either owned razors for or you bought razors from me, stay with it. We're up to 600 members now. Let's have some fun. So, my beard's not prepped. Typically I would come out of the shower. I might even do a nice hot towel soaking on my face in between lathering up. But for right now, I'm just going to try and get through a quick shave for you, and we'll see how it goes. Hot water is the key. Now, you're going to see the back of me, so everything's going to be to the opposite side, because in essence what you're really going to see is me shaving in a mirror. I'm also going to use a boar's hair brush, only because of the time. My boar's hair brush actually gets the lather going a little bit quicker than my nicer Badger hair brush does. Again, this is a soap from Ray at Classic Shaving. I really like the lather that his cake soaps project. As you can see, I'm splashing all over here, trying to do this somewhat in a hurry. That's half the fun of it. Usually in the mornings I really like to just take my time and relax and enjoy a nice shave. I'm going to go ahead, because I haven't done any kind of prepping, I'm going to let this lather sit here a minute while I strap up a razor. Anybody want to guess what razor I'm going to use to shave with? What else? The Double Duck Wonder Edge. This is kind of an unusual one. I've never seen a Double Duck Wonder Edge with a rounded tip. As a matter of fact, this is the only one I've ever seen like that. But this is my very favorite razor. So we'll strap it up on one of the half a dozen or so straps I have hanging here. It may sound like I'm putting pressure on the strap, but I'm really not. It's just simply dragging it across. For the most part, I hold my razor like so. I do use both hands. Okay, now we're going to the mirror. It's hopefully going to be visible for you, but it will obviously be to the other side. pull the skin up above the sideburn, it really makes the side of the face go pretty easy. Alright, now we're on the other side of my face, and I've switched to my left hand. And by stretching the skin, as I said earlier, it really makes the shave smooth. Now, I'm not afraid to go over the same parts a couple times. You see, I even have where I had a couple of zits coming up, a small abrasion from shaving. Part of that's from trying to go quick, and part of it's from actually just having a couple of zits up there. Okay, I'm going to go under the neck, first time down. Notice I'm stretching the skin. Very, very smooth. Now, for those of you guys who are new, it doesn't hurt. Right now, I'm in the middle of shaving. I can find a skeptic pencil, and actually, that little abrasion that I got started that's got a little red to it, I can go ahead and just put the skeptic pencil on that right now. And just let it sit there, and by the time I'm done, for the most part, that should just about be gone. Nice and smooth all the way around. One good thing about having a sharp razor and one that really holds an edge, it makes this go very, very easily. No pulling, no dragging, no tugging. And typically before I do the chin, I'll put a little more lather on it because that's the heavier part of the beard. However, when I shave with this, I never have to go back against the grain. One more thing too is if you don't have a mustache like I don't, you can always curl the lip down and come down on the mustache when you start to shave it. If you need to pull from the side to stretch the skin, stretching the skin is half the battle when you're shaving in order to get the surfaces smooth that you are shaving. That's probably about the most cross-handed shaving I do. Now usually with this part right under the lip, I'll come back over it. Making it a little bit tighter to make sure I get that nice and smooth. And that is really nice and smooth. Now one thing I can tell you is that you shouldn't have sort of the problem that I have sometimes with the face abrasions. I sharpen so many razors and test them that a lot of times it makes my face somewhat raw, and when I do shave, again, with a nice razor or even when I'm testing them, I have to lay off for a couple of days because the rawness is there, and it's not very hard to break through the skin with an abrasion when you're shaving. Now typically at this point I would be done for my everyday shaves. For the sake of the group here, in order to get a real close shave or a closest possible shave, you can lather up one more time. And this is usually it. Once I go over my chin, I'm done. And it never, from my standpoint, needs any cross shaving, coming back across this way or this way. For some reason it just seems to, by the way I've got it tightened, make it very, very smooth. Now, the first thing I'll do underneath the neck is to come up like so. And then what I do is I'll switch hands. That's typically the most stubborn area underneath there from the standpoint of a smooth shave. I usually don't worry. Some of you guys have talked about the jowls underneath the jaw being a tough place to get. I usually don't worry about that because when I do the cross grain this way where I'll come across, what I do is I'll stretch the skin up here and pick up under the jaw at that point. Same thing, other side, other hand. Alright, as you can see, I'm using the towel folded in fours, like I told you before, to rinse all that off or to wash all that off. The lather, once I dip the lather in the water, to go ahead and get the suds and the beard stubble wiped off to continue shaving. This pretty much is it. What I do is I'll take the pinot at that point, go over the face. I really do like the smell of this stuff, even though my partner of 29 years doesn't too often accuse me of smelling like an old-time barbershop. And that's it. Then I clean up my mess, guys. So that's kind of the quick and down and dirty version. And I hope this helps. That this does help some of you new guys. And I guess stay tuned for part 2 of John's video with the professional. But for those of you new and starting off now, maybe some of the tips I've given you have helped. Feel free to ask me any questions online. We have great resources. People in the club just know much more than I do. Been around for a million years. So I'll talk to you soon. Maybe I'll talk to you in the chat. I'll certainly respond to any of your posts. Thanks.